My name is Christopher Williams. I'm the acting superintendent for Seattle Park, and what a wonderful day to dedicate a new park in our city. Let's give that a big applause. It is fitting and part of our ritual to acknowledge the land that we're standing on. As we gather for this new park celebration together with you, we want to show respect and pay tribute to the original inhabitants of the land that we live and work on. This land belonged to the coastal Salish, the Stillaguamish, and the Duwamish. By showing respect, we take a deep step towards correcting the stories and practices that erase indigenous peoples' history and culture. We move towards inviting and honoring the truth. This calls us to commit to being better stewards of the land. Let's now have a moment of silence to reflect on the land we occupy. All right, it's so important to do that land acknowledgement. Yep. Big applause for that. You know, a big shout out to the community, power to the community, for really pushing to make sure we have this basketball court. Was anybody here in on that? All right, I see Cheryl Clinker. Long time no see, Cheryl. How are you doing? Very cool. So, many community members walked this neighborhood with our acquisition team prior to 2010 to scout out a new location for Lake City Park. So we've been working on this since 2010. And almost everything that happens in the creation of a new park has sort of this long arc of time from when we first begin talking to the neighborhood and the community to when we do a ribbon cutting, and this park is no different. I'd like to acknowledge Cheryl Clinker, who won the Seattle Park and Recreation Denny Award a few years ago, which acknowledges inspirational volunteers. Thank you, Cheryl, who's been a huge representative for this community. I'd also like to acknowledge Jude Ewing, who is another voice for this community. Jude, are you here? Okay, well, let's say hi to Jude when you see her. Lake City is a diverse community, and your participation in the public process was amazing. We heard from you that you wanted an active climbing, basketball, and food resources space. So there's a lot going on in this relatively small park, and that's because we heard from you about that's what you wanted. We were able to pack a lot into a small space. So the park department delivers these projects because of the support of the community, but we also get a lot of support from the mayor's office, and our champion in the mayor's office has been a person I've come to know and really admire. Her name is Audium Emery. She essentially serves as our deputy mayor for Mayor Bruce Harrell, and is just a huge champion of our work and everything we do. So please join me in welcoming Audium Emery.
Thank you. Thank you, Christopher. It goes back to you too. Delightful man. Thank you, Christopher, and your amazing team for making this project happen. I want to thank Director Royal Ali Barnes, who's not here with us, but she oversees Arts and Culture Department, and the artist extraordinaire behind me, Elizabeth Gran, for joining us here today. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge that we are on the traditional land of the Hatru Abashi Lake people, ancestors of Duwamish and Lushootseed coastal Salish people, past and present, and honor with gratitude the land itself and its people. This acknowledgement is special, especially important as the city celebrates its first Indigenous Peoples Day this coming Monday. I would like to take a moment to say a few words about gratitude to the design team for Board and Vellum, right there, for their thoughtfulness in this process. Their community-centered approach resulted in this incredible design that you see here today. It's very, very important. And thank you for the time and care you took to engage with our community to create something that's both beautiful and functional. I'd like to take a moment to thank our Department of Neighborhood and the PPATCH program for their partnership in their project that provides the community garden space, which is back there. I see some fresh produce there, which is great. Lastly, I'd like to thank the steward of this space, the people of this community who provided the vision for how they would like to see the space to be used and accessed and designed. It was a vision along with the design team and the artists who created what we see here before us. Very powerful. And I'd like to thank you for your vision and engagement, and I'm honored to be here to celebrate this moment with you. I do have one more ask of the people here today. We're relying on you, on your suggestion of a name for this park that reflects this community and its people. And I hope you continue to enjoy this space to serve you and your family in many years to come. So thank you very much for having me. It's a very special space. I said to the artist, what a way to kind of tactfully activate an urban space and accomplish a lot more. So thank you for all your help.
Thank you, Adiam. Adiam is wonderful to work with. So at this time, I would like to call up the representative from the Seattle Office of Arts and Culture. But before I do that, I want to acknowledge Karen O'Connor. Karen, are you here? So Karen goes all over Seattle and sets up these kinds of ribbon cuttings and events, and she's probably one of the best people in the whole United States of America doing this. So we really appreciate you, Karen. I also want to acknowledge Markeith Blackshire here, who is our deputy director of our Parks and Environment Division. Sean Herms is here, the manager for this part of town. Ruth Blah, who manages our Seattle Conservation Corps, is here, and Kim Baldwin, our director of planning and development, is also here. So thank you to the Seattle Park and Recreation staff. So at this time, please join me in giving a big hand to Jason, who's going to speak on behalf of Royal Alley Barns from the Office of Arts and Culture. Come on up, Jason.
Thank you, Christopher. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the lovely day here for this dedication. My name is Jason Huff. I am the acting program manager for the Seattle's Public Art Program for the Office of Arts and Culture. And I'd like to, I think we're here to dedicate this amazing new artwork. And so part of our program is to work with communities to incorporate the ideas and the artwork of artists and to help make stronger communities, build ties between community members and with the city and with artists like Beth. And so we're happy to be part of this community celebration today to open this important park as well as celebrate the new artwork. The new artwork in this park celebrates community coming together as well as celebrating the relationships between the natural and built environments as well as local and global connectivity. It illustrates the power and the purpose of public art, empowering artists to express our community values in the public realm. In addition to being a large-scale iconic gateway feature, the new public artwork, Rock Stack, will serve as a beacon welcoming all to this new and wonderful park. Approximately 16 feet in height, this colorful sculpture is an artistic interpretation of stacked rocks that seemingly defies gravity. You'll notice the colors on these rocks transition from darker jewel tones near the ground to warmer, brighter tones as it grows towards the top. I am pleased to be able to welcome and introduce artist Elizabeth Gahan here for making this wonderful sculpture and to share more about her artwork. And I would also like to acknowledge the project manager, Maya McKnight, over there. Wave, everybody. Who helped shepherd this project along. So please give a warm welcome to Elizabeth Gahan.
Thank you so much for that introduction. I'm the artist who created this piece. It is site-specific, meaning it is special to this park. And when I began this project years ago, I met with people from the community to hear in their words what this park means to them and to talk about what kind of art they would hope to see. Some of the words and ideas that came out of these conversations and have stayed with me now years later were celebratory, healing, a place for people to come together, artwork that would be memorable and unique to this park, and something colorful and joyful. The words from the community meant a lot to me. And with that in mind, the inspiration for Rockstack is the idea of stacked rocks or cairns, a historic form of wayfinding or commemoration, which has also become common occurrence on hiking trails and destinations all over the world. I'm sure you've seen them when you're out and about, especially in our beautiful natural landscape. This phenomenon shows a universal human instinct to build, to communicate across cultures and languages, and create a unique mark to be shared with a broader community. And these were all ideas that I wanted to encapsulate in this sculpture, Rockstack. Furthermore, with Rockstack, the bottom of the sculpture is more raw and not fully formed. Then as the sculpture grows and ascends toward the sun, it becomes more complete and refined, and the colors become lighter and brighter. The message is one of transformation, of human connection, and of hope. So I hope that this sculpture can come to stand for those things in this community. And it also turns out that when you want to make a sculpture that defies gravity and is painted 10 different colors, which is, I've found, very uncommon in public sculpture, that's a little bit tricky to accomplish. So I also want to take a moment to thank those who made this project possible. Maya McKnight from the Seattle Office of Arts, who has been my partner in this project from day one. Seattle Parks and the construction crew, James Reinhart and his team at Pacific Architectural Metals, Paul Diedrich at Grid Engineers, Zach, Leslie, and their team at Board and Vellum, who have also been instrumental in we work together to make sure that the design of the artwork and the design of the park would complement each other and feel like it belonged in the same space. Ben Henry, Puget Sound Coding, Art Site, and especially my family for all their support. So I truly hope that this artwork brings enjoyment and happiness and hope, and that the community just really has an opportunity to take advantage of this park and make it a part of their everyday lives. So thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Can you imagine life without art? Nobody can, right? All right, so I want to acknowledge Jessica Farmer, who is a member of our Board of Park and Recreation Commissioners. Thank you, Jessica. And then later on, you are going to hear some great music. Our staff person here, Matthew Evans, is the staff person who works at the Meadowbrook Teen Center, and he's going to play some great music here later on today. So thank you, Matthew. Let's give Matthew a hand. We want to acknowledge Ono Construction for the amazing job they did building this park. We work with them and partner with them a lot. Zach from Board and Vellum, the designer, once again worked with the community, and we really appreciate your advocacy and working with the community to ensure we were able to jam so much into this park. I hate it when my phone rings and I'm up talking to people.
It's your life.
Yeah, I know, right? We'd also like to acknowledge Shannon Glass. Shannon, are you here?
On the ferry
I think Shannon was still on the ferry trying to get here, but Shannon was the project manager here. We have a number of talented people like Shannon who did a great job project managing this project. I'd also like to acknowledge Monica Hagan from our Parks Common program. Monica is here today and is going to be providing all the fun and games here today. This park is yours. Ben Wall, who runs a Loop Cafe right next door, has expressed an interest in starting a Friends of group for this park. Ben, please join us on stage in the future. Why don't you come up and say a few words, Ben?
I thought I was just introducing the DJ. Let's see. But are we doing the ribbon cutting in a moment, Karen? Yes. Okay. Very quickly, I did want to thank Karen as well for putting this together so quickly. I want to thank the young adults who are next door in the cafe, the Thrivers who are here. Give them up for them, please. Asia. And they're really a lot of the impetus for this. That's why we're going to be involved. We have a cafe next door featuring neurodivergent artists. And I'm part of Ryther, by the way. I'm a social worker by training. But this is a great opportunity to be out here destigmatizing mental health, bringing autistic folks to the forefront. They're really an incredible part of the community and often missed. And this park is a great opportunity for that. I want to thank Ana Delaganas as well, developer and community builder, and she's made this all possible, really. Both the cafe and Thrive. And of course, Ryther for letting me do this. Come by our booth. Empanadas are coming soon, and those will be delicious. But please come by the booth if you're wanting to volunteer and be involved in the park. We want to activate it a lot. We want basketball, we want art, we want community events. There's a pea patch. So it has so much potential, but please come by and be involved with us on a volunteer basis so we can make sure that this is a very active, kid-oriented, family-oriented, community-oriented park. So thank you.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you for your stewardship and for your organizing. We really appreciate it. So at this time, we have the big scissors, and that means that it's time for a ribbon cutting. And okay, guys, we're going to count down from 5. Everyone ready? Yeah! All right. Okay, well, we got to get this guy over here. We have to get on this side.
Other side, thank you. Other side.
Okay, this side's fair.
Come on over here.
There you go. Oh, there you go. Yeah. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. All right. Thank you.
Good job.
Enjoy your park.